Hey there, I'm your host, Tisha Michelle, and welcome to #Certified, where you will leave enlightened, empowered, and inspired to live a life of authenticity. Let's go. Welcome back to #Certified. I'm your host, Tisha Michelle. If this is your first time tuning in, I graciously welcome you. I am a spiritual teacher and certified hypnotist. I help identify and guide you in releasing blockages, provide insight and tools for reprogramming and for healing from any type of wound that you experience in your life. So I know that your time is valuable, and I'm definitely grateful for each and every one of you that chose to spend your time with me. So today's episode, I want to just talk about 2 ways to reprogram your mind and the power behind the words that we use and the words that we receive. So I want to give you a little backstory. In 2016, I connected with Leah somehow. I would say randomly, but I know there's no such thing as coincidence and things randomly happening. But we connected on Facebook, and then I ended up in her Facebook group, and she put this post up about this online class, and it was like a VIP mastermind. Honestly, to be honest, I don't even remember what that particular course was about. However, me and a friend signed up for it. It was amazing. All these things. I just remember taking all these notes and getting all this cool stuff and just learning just so much, right? And then she did a part 2, which was in person. So the in person was in Vegas. So me and my friend decided to go to do the part 2 of it. Hey, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We get to do this, class that was so amazing online. So amazing, right? I don't remember what it actually was about because I learned so much more. But anyhow, and then we get to go to Vegas. So we go to Vegas and we're there for, I believe it was 4 days. Well, part of the agenda there was we were going to go to a hypnosis show. And Leah's good friend, Mark Savar, was the one who does it, in Vegas. And he's really big in the whole hypno world and all that good stuff. So we didn't go to the first night because when we flew in, we were super tired, but they came back and they were telling us oh my gosh, a couple of the ladies volunteered to go up and they was oh my God, you should have seen them. Oh my God, they was hypnotized and all this stuff. And we was yeah, what? Yeah, right, whatever. And I didn't believe it. First of all, I don't believe in hypnosis. And we definitely didn't believe the people who actually went up on stage and volunteered, because the 2 of the people there, they were super close with Leah, they loved her. So we were you know what, they were probably just pretending or whatever. So then we go to the second night. So now we're actually going, and they asked for volunteers. Now I don't do that. I don't get up on stage, and there was 500 people in there and go up on stage to make a fool out of myself. That was my whole mindset. However, I did not believe in hypnosis, and I thought everybody was faking it. So I wanted to volunteer, put myself in an uncomfortable situation to prove that it was BS. So I volunteered, and I went up on stage, and I made it through all the way to the end. It was different things he was having us do to relax and close our eyes and imagine we're doing this, and I'm doing this all on the stage, and everything was, cool. And then, we open our, well, no, we didn't open our eyes, but he's moving people around because our eyes are closed. And he's asking us to, we're acting like we have a balloon on our arm, and, my arm's raising up, and we're playing instruments and all this stuff. And I'm going along. I'm super relaxed, and I'm going along with it. And then he has this part where he says, now turn around and play the instrument with your ass. And instantly, boom, I snapped out of it. I was completely uncomfortable, and I got up. And when I got up, it was only a handful of us left on stage because he's checking to see that people are really in this state of relaxation, because he doesn't want anybody pretending or doing it. And so he's doing all this checking, then he's tapping people on their shoulders and having them remove themselves, right? And I got tapped when I got further along, and I knew I completely snapped out of this relaxation, because I was oh no, I'm not turning around and doing that. So I get off of the stage, and there's 500 people there and stuff, and I'm just I'm floating. I'm just floating. I'm not embarrassed. I'm not nervous. I feel amazing. And I'm sitting in there what just happened? because I knew that I was getting up on that stage to prove to everybody that hypnosis was BS and it was not real. Like, people were faking and it was just ridiculous. And I got off of the stage like, holy shit, that's real. Like, it's real. And I was fully aware of what was going on, but I did not care that I was on stage in front of 500 people and I was doing all these things until I got into this uncomfortable stage, and it was like, oh, boop, nope. Gatekeeper was like, oh, nah, you're not going to go there. And I got up, I got off a stage or whatever. So it was really interesting. And my friend, she went all the way through, and I ain't even going to go there about that. But, but that was just like this eye opener to hypnosis. I said, oh my gosh, so you mean to tell me this is real? People, when you get hypnosis, people aren't controlling you and making you do things that you don't want to do. Wait a minute. So it's like all these myths and these things that I felt when it came to hypnosis, was just shut down. Well, here I am, because I like to go off of experience, because I'll hear things and it's your belief system and stuff like that. But at the same time, like, if you're going to say that this is true and this works and it's this and that, I have to experience it for myself. And that's what I did. I got up on stage to shut that shit down. And I got off like, what just happened? Like, so I'm like this believer, of hypnosis. And then I started diving more and understanding that when it comes to hypnosis, it's way more than just getting up on the stage and being silly. I really started understanding myself and understanding, the mind and all of that. I was so fascinated and just such this high believer that I ended up getting certified, myself. So I wanted to put this podcast together to talk about, the reprogramming of our mind. And I work one-on-one, and even in groups, like with people and doing like hypnosis, and I've seen the power of the, that transformation. And there's a lot of people who even just having conversations with on daily basis, and, that comes up and they're like, oh, no, I got to stay away from that. Like, oh no, I can't do any hypnosis. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I don't understand. Like, what do you mean by that? And then I had to think, that was me. I was there. I was there before where I didn't believe it. I thought that people were, taking control over, my life, and they're going to have me do things that I don't want to do. But that was so far from the truth, where I got to that uncomfortable level up on stage, and I instantly was like, nope, I'm not going to go that far. I did all those other things, because again, you're in control, right? So again, I just wanted to touch on this for a little bit in this podcast, because I personally have seen the experience of what hypnosis has done for my life and have done for people close to me, and then done for like clients. And it's something that I want for everyone to experience. Well, we'll get into that in a little bit, because we've all experienced hypnosis in our life, whether you were consciously aware of it or not, you've experienced it. But I want people to be able to heal from these traumas, understand and recognize these patterns and these lessons that we're out here to learn, and to understand that, hypnosis is it. And I'm not just saying that because, I'm a hypnotist, because there's only a limited amount of people that I can even serve. So, you can reach out to, anyone, do your research and all that good stuff. But it's just this powerful feeling of being able to actually take control over your life and not be spinning, around in like circles. So anyhow, so what is hypnosis, right? So hypnosis, it's a natural state of superconsciousness, right? So it's a science. It's 100% science. Whether you believe it or not, it works. And it has nothing to do with anything magical or mystical or belief system or anything woo-woo. It's science. So it's a state of deep relaxation, focus, and concentration. And every single one of us has experienced hypnosis before. So a couple of examples. And I know that everyone listening has experienced this before. Is when you've gotten in your car and you're headed, you're driving to your destination. Now, I don't know, that destination, you could be going home and you're just driving along, and then you get home and then you realize that you have no idea how you got there. You're like, wait a minute, did I run a red light? Wait a minute, was that light green? Oh, wow, I don't even remember turning. Yeah, that's a state of hypnosis. Some people say it's autopilot or highway, hypnosis. Either way, it's hypnosis. It's something that we've all experienced and we're experiencing on a daily basis. Another example is, have you ever been watching something on TV and it's super sad, and then you get all emotional and you start crying, even though you know that it's not real and you know that that person's an actor, so they're really not dead, but yet you're still crying because the subconscious mind doesn't know how to separate, real from real from imagination. Like, why did I just get stuck on that? So your emotions and everything is attached onto that because subconscious mind doesn't know what's real. Same thing like with a child. When you have a little kid and they fall and then they're crying and they scrape their knee or whatever, and they're like, oh, come here, let mommy give it a kiss and make it feel better. And then you kiss it and they all of a sudden they stop crying. Like you told them, they believe that mommy's gonna kiss this boo-boo and it's gonna make it all better, and then they stop crying, right? Yeah. That's hypnosis. Whenever you're sitting at home and you're watching TV, oh my gosh, especially Super Bowl, right? And then all of a sudden you're ordering Domino's. Yeah, you weren't even thinking about Domino's until you seen that commercial. Boom, that's hypnosis. Like, that's hypnosis. And I want to just let you know, we have our subconscious mind and we have our conscious mind. And our conscious mind didn't even emerge until we were about 5 or 7. So our subconscious mind is what we do. Is we think, the reasons, analyzes, makes decisions. Now, our subconscious mind is who we really, truly are. That's where our personality is, feeling, emotions, imagination, creativity, wisdom, memories. Everything is in our subconscious mind. So many of us believe that, oh, we're in control and all. And it's like, no, your conscious mind is not doing anything. It's your subconscious mind that is the driver. This is where all those, like I said, the emotions and the hurt and the pain and the wisdom and knowledge, everything is just stored in our subconscious mind. So when you step back and you look at a current situation in your life, and let's just say relationships, and you say, God, I don't understand how I keep getting into the same type of relationship. Like, where's those patterns at? Let's notice what those patterns are. And when I say relationship, it doesn't have to be like romantic. It could be a particular, romantic situation, but then you also have that underlining same situation with a mom, or your dad, same product, different packaging. So it's like that same issue, that lesson you need to learn is coming up in all these different people. And it's like, okay, so what's going on? So how do we work through this? How do we heal? And a lot of people will go to, therapy, or they'll go see a counselor, and that's all great. It's a great starting point, and there's no shade to anything there. However, you do what you can in there to bring things up to like the surface and, talk about that stuff, and that's great. But when you're in therapy, you're talking to the conscious mind. So then we go a little bit further. We go a little bit further than your therapy, and then you go and you meet with a hypnotist, and all they're doing, creating as a safe, sacred space for you to relax. Just relax. And as you are getting into this deep relaxation, like your ego and that gatekeeper and all that is going night-night. So now we're able to talk directly to your subconscious mind. And as we're talking to that subconscious mind, depending on what it is that's going on with you, we're letting your subconscious mind know that you're okay now. You're safe. You are in a safe space. You are protected. Those hurts and those things that you experienced, that trauma in the past, you're safe right now. That's not going on. So let's talk to that subconscious mind. Let your subconscious mind know where it is that you are presently are, so those wounds no longer have the power over you. And it's so amazing, especially when I work with my clients, and I'm just like so proud of each and every one of them that I have worked with, up until this point, because they finally said enough is enough. What is going on? What's going on here? I need to figure out something. I need to understand why I do the things that I do. Who I am really. Like, what's going on with me? Why am I attracting these things? Why am I self-sabotaging? Even with people who they do hypnosis to lose weight, right? When we're gaining weight, what we're actually really doing is we're building a shield around us to protect us. Okay, so this is where we get to go deeper. What do you, on your subconscious level, what do you need protection from? Why do you not feel safe? Why do you feel in the midst of all these people around you, but yet you still feel alone? Or why do you feel like nobody loves you, or everybody's leaving you? When really no one's leaving you. People are just stepping out and doing things that's, for their highest good. It just so happens that they're moving to another state, or they're leaving working for you, or with you, or whatever the case is. No one's actually leaving you. But that's where that fear of that abandonment comes from. And all these things are stored in our subconscious mind because it's a belief system. It's things that's happened from, birth, up until early childhood. And those things are stored in there. Even when you've had an experience, when people, some people are like, well, I don't remember any like trauma. It could honestly be that someone made fun of you really bad when you were 8 years old. And everybody laughed and everybody thought, and it hurt your feelings so much that now you've protected yourself and you won't speak up. You won't speak your truth. You won't be, a speaker. You won't put yourself out there because you don't want anybody to make fun of you, and you want to protect yourself. And your subconscious mind is like, yo, I'm going to protect you so that you don't feel like how you felt when you were 8 years old. So what do? You go through your whole life shy, timid, afraid, don't want to put yourself out there because you don't want people to make fun of you. So again, when you say like, why am I like this? I don't understand. Like, why do I keep finding myself in the same situation? Or why does everybody keep leaving me? Or why do I feel so alone? Or why is it that I don't know how to love? Why is it that I'm so cold? And people be like, oh, I have a guard up and I have a wall up. Okay, why? Why did you build that wall? What happened? So let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. Like, let's get to that deep-rooted issue so it no longer has power. You can take the power away. And then when you do that, you're creating space, and you're creating space for other things to come in. Healthier, meaningful relationships. People lose weight. Their health gets better. You actually start looking younger without having to do anything. And it's just because you're releasing these things. And you're like, wow, I feel good, because I've held on to this for so long. So when it comes to reprogramming our mind and really being able to change that mindset and to step into the best version of who we are, there's only two ways. And the first way is repetition. And it's just in that same over and over and over and over and over and over and just drilling it in. And then you actually start to feel it and really truly believe it. And it's kind of like when we go to the gym and you're working out, and you start lifting like the weights, and it's like, oh, just keep doing it. It's just repetition, doing reps after reps after reps. And eventually you get that muscle. And that's the same thing with our mind. So it's, again, two ways. One, repetition, saying something over and over and over and over again, right? And then the second way is through hypnosis. There's two ways to reprogram the mind so you can heal from particular things. You can step into the best version of who you are, and that's repetition and hypnosis. And when it comes to words, our words are so powerful. Like, we hold the power to influence the subconscious mind because we were conditioned to accept certain trigger words. So it doesn't make, to me, I feel like, doesn't it make sense to protect ourselves from what's being fed to us. So just like you want to be, oh, I want to live in a safe, environment. And, you check the criminal, activity and stuff like that. So we protect ourselves there. We lock our cars. We lock the doors. We have the alarms. We do all of those things. And that's great. That's for like our physical and everything. But we also owe it to ourselves to protect our mind. Like, what are we feeding? The most powerful conversation that we will ever have is the conversation that we have with ourselves. So we have to stop, the stories that we feed ourselves, whether it's we're talking to ourselves with these particular words, we're listening to it in music, we're listening to it on TV, the people that we talk to, just our environment itself. So our subconscious mind responds to a lot of words. And there's some particular words that it really, really resonate and responds with. And here are some of them. Because, imagine, you, remember, focus, relax, instantly, now, just pretend, that's right, the more, every time, realize, find yourself, visualize, feel, believe. So if any of you that are listening has, ever did like meditation, especially like the guided meditation, or even like people who have done hypnosis, and you'll hear, certain like things will say is like, okay, so now I want you to close your eyes and I want you to take a deep breath, breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And I say it a couple of times and say, okay, so now I want you to imagine, there goes the word, imagine, that you are on a beach and the weather, it just feels good. You hear a lot of laughter. That breeze that's coming through with the water. So what our subconscious mind is now doing, again, can't separate real from imaginative. So I want you to imagine. So now you're taking it into this. So, this is real. I'm in this relaxation state. Or I may say something like, okay, I just want you to continue to relax. Now just relax. And I want you to visualize blah, 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 blah. It puts you into that state where you silence all the noise around you. And it can take you, then you can then take yourself to that beach. So like the words that we use are very, very powerful. So when we're saying like, oh my gosh, I'm so sick, I'm so tired. It's like, no, if that's how you're feeling, then say, I feel tired. I feel sick. Because when you say, I am tired, I am sick, you're now putting it into like, that's who you are. You're sick and tired. So guess what you get? More of sick and tired. So like the words and stuff that we use are so, so powerful. And it even goes into when I know I've talked about it before with just, manifesting. Same thing with the words. We go to check our mail and what we say, all I do is get bills, 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 bills. Yeah. So you get more bills, 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 bills. Because, you're claiming that. So then it's like you want to really be mindful of the words that you're consuming and that you're talking to yourself, and the things that you're picking up from other people. So I could honestly go on forever around hypnosis. I absolutely love it. It is amazing. And I say that's amazing because you learn so much about yourself and you learn about the power that you have within you to change the narrative of your life, your circumstances, and everything by just being open to understanding just more of who you really are, and tapping into that subconscious mind. So again, I wanted to just, hop on here and just really talk about it. I've been getting a lot of people lately, I want to say the past 3 or 4 days, that's been just reaching out to me about enough is enough. Like, what's going on? Like, I don't know what to do. And it's all been leading into just teaching them about the subconscious mind and understanding that what you think is and I'm doing my famous air quotes over here, is an issue, most of the time it's not even that. It's so much more deeper. And once we dive into that, it can just open and blossom into so much, for you. So again, I can stay on here and I can talk about hypnosis all day long, but I just wanted to just give you a little recap about the power of the words and being mindful of what it is that you feed yourself and feed other people, especially our children, guys, especially our children. Please, please, you are a parent, not even just a parent. Just be very mindful of what it is that you're saying to these children. They are still developing, and especially when they're under 8, like you are creating their belief system, the things that you say and that you do and that you put into them, and they're going to run with it. They're absolutely going to run with it. So be very mindful of what it is that you say to them. And then also, again, there's 2 ways to reprogram your mind. So if you're looking for answers and you're looking for healing and you're looking to, get out of your circumstances and change the way that change your belief system and just, really explore those things. Again, it's 2 ways: repetition and hypnosis. So that is my rant and my talk around hypnosis. Again, like I said, and I'm probably my 3rd or 4th time, I could talk all day about this. It's so fascinating and there's so much more. I really don't even know what to even say to you guys because there's just so much. But again, I don't want to make this podcast super long. Just wanted to touch on those things. If this is something that, resonated with you, you have some questions, you just fascinated, whatever it is. 1, I'm so glad that you were open to receive and whatever it is that you receive. So I'm grateful for that. 2, I would love for you to hop on over and leave a review. And then 3, you can reach out to me if you have a question and you want to learn more. You can follow me on Instagram at @itistisha. Periodically I'm posting different things and stuff around hypnosis. It's all connected anyway, so you could definitely get content there. I have my spiritual growth 101 course. Don't really dive too much into the foundation and the basis of hypnosis in that course, but I will be touching on some things that's definitely relevant because it's all connected. As well as you can visit my website, www.hashtagcertified.com, and you can book a session with me. If you feel like you want to have a hypnosis session and you just want to ask some questions and stuff, you can definitely go on there to book a 15-minute chat with me. And hypnosis can be done in person. Hypnosis can be done through Skype. Hypnosis can be done through the phone. It doesn't matter. We can be whoever you're doing this with. You can do it in person, or it can be remote. Energy is energy. Talking to you, getting you relaxed is getting you relaxed. It does not matter where it is that you are. It is still effective. The same. So again, thank you so much for taking your time once again to listen to me. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great one. And I want you guys to have a great one on purpose. Set your intentions. Set your intentions for the day. Set your intentions for the hour. Set your intentions for the conversations that you have with people your whole week. Literally set the intention. What are your intentions for that day? So when I say to people, have a great one on purpose, it's you know what? Because when you woke up this morning, you set the intention that, you know what? My day is going to be full with clarity. You don't have to say clarity of what. I just say clarity. And, with clarity and productivity and happiness or love or forgiveness, whatever it is, have that great day on purpose because you set the intentions for the day that you want to receive. So as always, I love you guys. Until next time. Thanks for tuning in to #certified. If anything resonated with you, I would love to continue the conversation. You can follow me on Instagram at @itistisha. And if you want to be a part of the #certified tribe, you can join my Facebook group by going to the search tab and putting in #certified. My website is conversationswithtisha.com. As always, have a great one on purpose. Love you.